sometimes we get into this idea of one size fits all. You're going to deal here in spring training 30 different position players. They're all not built the same way. What's the commonality there? How do you get these guys to perform at the best that they can under one so-called, I guess, structure?
Yeah, I think spring training, the main thing in spring training is to get them ready to play this season. Some guys have come in, we've worked on some things that they wanted to work on in the off-season and come here, and now we check up on that. We continue to be on a development program. Some guys are on a maintenance program. They just need things to get themselves ready. Knowing everybody from last year, I know what it takes, well, what they like to get themselves ready, and the new guys is what I'm going to learn. Some of the things I'm doing now is I'm looking through, you know, if you look at Andrew McCutcheon, who's new, and JT Realmuto, who's new.
Right.
You know, part of what I have to do is to get to learn them. I've seen them from across the field for years. I think they're great players. I was hoping they didn't come up in big situations, and now I'm hoping they do come up in big situations. So, you know, having a conversation with JT the other day, or Andrew, you know, over the winter, and trying to say, okay, trying to learn them, what the routines are and all that, but just really understanding the metrics of what they're good at, where they can improve at, and then try look at their swings and their mechanics. Kevin did a great job of sending me all Andrew's film from 13 through 18. I've got JT's stuff. So I've gone through a lot of their things. I saw the progression in their career of how they changed. So this opens up the conversation. Hey, when you did this, you used to do this, and now you're doing this. What was the adjustment for? Just to kind of learn them, so when I'm interacting with them in the cage, you know, I have an idea of kind of what they've been through. Nice.
Woo! You spent last year here. You saw people's strengths. You saw people's weaknesses. What's the address between you, Gabe, baseball ops people, where we all sit down after the season's over, and you are charged with an awful lot of input being put in, but now you're charged with the directive on how do we address certain issues that we had last year that were on the bad side to make them better?
Right. When you can look at the team concept of that, and a lot of people want to measure that. We look at the individual concept of that, because we brought in 4 new people that have high contact skills, high walk rates.
So you address part of the issue.
Part of the issue is because we know what works, right? So one year you're a good hitting coach, and this is for all hitting coaches, and the next year you stink, right? Because why? Because the philosophy changed? Our two-strike approach has been the same. My job as a hitting coach is to understand their fingerprint, basically how their swing works, why it works that way, what they're thinking in the box, and when they get out of whack, I got to bring them back. And that's what we try to do, is make sure that I'm on these things, so when if they have a moment where they need something, I'm able to bring them back. Goes out over. Beautiful.
You say you're trying to reach the sky, you can do it, all it takes is time. You gotta work if you're trying to fly, you can do it, all it takes is time.
Let's go back to yesteryear and the thought process. Spring training was used to get into shape for the season. Most of these guys come into spring training, and they're already wearing out, you know, 100 baseballs a day, I'm sure, wherever they came from. So it's a little bit different of a mindset and physicality than in yesteryear.
Right, and I think getting them ready to play the season is at bats, you know, getting their mind right and getting their timing. And that's the last thing that comes is your timing, right? So even the first day, some guys hit outside. They're getting beat a little bit, and as the next couple of days go, they start to get their timing. And they may start off with a little less routine now because we're so far away. And then as we get closer, we start to build their in-game routines before you even play spring training game.
All right, so that one swing that he was out in front of, hit it off the end. Is that because he recognized it and got happy?
No, I think...
You know what I mean? And he said, and he goes, wow.
Yeah, but the positive note is, depending how far he was out in front, he stayed through that ball so well, they still got production instead of rolling over. So I look at it like that, you know, and just that his timing was off just a little bit, but he just stayed in the zone long enough to keep the ball and playing with the bat and getting that drops in there for a hit. He got beat, he got hit. You know, we're big on live BPs, and it used to be like in the day, you didn't want to hit live off a guy because you're coming down here, your bat's getting blown up. Well, these kids, because our players are used to practicing the game speed, they don't understand the importance of that, so now they're looking to hit live. So I've got guys that are asking to go out live. And my assistant, it's hard to believe, right? Now, your older veteran guys, nah, dog, I'm good, right? They'll give you that one. But the younger guys, and even Reese the other day, first day, he was out there working live. And Nick Williams, because he's working on the plate this winter, he's got way better at it. He knows the importance of being external and seeing release and getting those live at-bats He says, I'm not going to swing. He swung on almost every one of them that were good pitches because he said, that looks so good, man. I was ready to hit that.
Really?
Yeah, it's amazing how that's transformed compared to just a couple of years back.
What's the mindset between cage work to, shall we say, the normal batting practices?
Right, so you have to practice being internal and external, right? So the internal part of practice is all the things that we do in the batting cage, working on mechanics, you know, the kinematic sequencing, staying inside the ball, whatever you want to say, making sure your lower half leads your hands.
So are we working away here?
We're working middle. He's working middle, but then he doesn't want to spin off ball. So when he takes his back hip, and here it's taking everything through the middle of the field and helping him stay. He's inside, but his direction, he's trying to work instead of being so rotational.
So we're middle right here.
We're going middle, and he's just making these moves right here, and then he'll make his barrel adjustments because obviously I don't throw it down the middle every time.
Okay. So Reese, when he said that was like middle in, and you tried to force it that way, in the game though, or in something else, when you see that in there, you're just going to react and you're going to hit that wherever.
Right. So I think the idea is in the cage, right? If I'm trying to force it that way, instead of just taking the easy route, spinning off and hitting something on the ground over here, and if I'm forcing it in the cage, then my miss is going to be better in the game. Maybe if I'm a little bit deep in.
Gotcha.
Good. You go, bro. That's awesome.
So games aren't too far away. What's our next week look like leading up to like the first games of spring training for you specifically?
Well, we have the similar routine here, so everybody comes through, they get their work in. We go out and we take batting practices, getting guys to see as many pitches as possible, breaking balls and everything. I'm building them up so that one, we leave spring training healthy, and two, that we're ready to compete.